so today we're finished welding up the body mounts along the frame. Emma's wiping the frame down with some acetone. We've already wire wheeled the whole frame to get all the frame coating that Ford uses, which is basically just like grease. So we've gotten it off, we're wiping it down. We're going to paint it later this week. All we did is get some acetone, wiped everything down to kind of neutralize and reduce everything. We're not going to use any fancy 415 or anything like that. We're just going to use some Rust-Oleum farm and equipment industrial paint. It's supposed to be resistant to oil and fuel and everything like that, just like the Eastman products are, but it's a whole lot cheaper. And you just cut it down with some acetone. So we'll put it in the gun, roll it outside, shoot it with a gloss flash, and hopefully it'll turn out good. Alright, so now we've got the frame blown off, we'll kind of tell you what we're going to do. So we're going to take this Harbor Freight paint gun. You can get it for like 20 bucks or 30 bucks with the regulators, the filter, and everything. It's just a gravity fed gun, a really cheap gun. We got some Rust-Oleum farm and implement paint. It's weather resistant, it's fuel resistant, and it's supposed to penetrate any rust. We've already wire wheeled the whole frame as you saw, so shouldn't be a whole lot of rust, but it's basically a poor man's 415. We're going to mix it with probably, this gun sprays 20 ounces at a time, so we'll probably mix it with a cap of hardener to kind of speed it up a little bit, and we're going to cut it down 2-to-1 with some acetone. So we'll mix it up, get suited up, and spray it, and you'll see throughout the spraying process and what it looks like in the end. Alright, so we got the color laid down on the frame. We painted the axle. We didn't paint the rear axle because of course we're going to get a dually axle for it later on. But everything turned out pretty good. All we used is the Rust-Oleum farm and equipment paint with a little bit of hardener in it. We did go with glossy over matte black. I just like the way glossy looks better. Once it goes to the river for the first time, it's not going to be glossy anymore anyway. So went with the gloss, turned out really well. Everything kind of matches, looks good. The front axle's painted. So next thing, we're going to get transmission and transfer case, and then we'll be able to put the motor in. The goal is going to be to get it running before we put the body on it, so we don't have to fight anything major once it's running, or once the cab's on there. until we get some money for that, we're going to go ahead and do the brake lines and get them all run up here and get that stuff sort of sorted out for when the cab goes on. We'll put the fuel tank back in, do the fuel lines, because obviously you can't run the motor without fuel lines. So we'll get all that set up, get the brake lines reattached, parking brake lines back there reattached, and everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.